Hi guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the 3 Man Meta podcast. Big welcome to any newcomers. I'm Leighton, and with me I have Danny.
Hello.
And James.
Hey.
It's been a big week for Star Wars Destiny, and we've got a few topics of discussion. So today we're going to go through our pre-release pulls, the Tabletop Simulator League, the new Athena Games League, and we also want to talk about 2 cards from Spirit of Rebellion that we find interesting. Right, so pre-release. Who wants to kick off with pre-release? I think we'll go with James because he went to a different pre-release than us. So did you want to tell us about your pre-release experience, James?
Yeah, I went back to Northampton where I'm from. I'm a uni student for those that don't know. So I went back for Easter. Yeah. I'm a filthy uni student. So yeah, I went back to Northampton and there's a great little community there at Warzone Workshop, which is my sort of old local. And it was really good. I got in my first 3 packs, I got all the 3 unique red heroes. So I got Baze Malbus, the other 2, Snap Wexley and Mon Mothma.
The other 2.
Yeah,
the other 2 that no one cares about, or Meh Mothma.
Meh Mothma. Yeah, it was good. And then I brought my brother along with me, and he pulled Ben. So that was my Ben, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a few games. It was really good. How about you guys? How was Athena?
Yeah, it was really good. I dragged my girlfriend along with me, so I got to open up 6 packs instead of 3. But in my 6 packs was jank. Well, it wasn't jank. I got like a vibro knife. I got vibro knucklers, but I also got like the ascension gun.
Good card.
Station. I know, but I wanted like really.
I like the fact you said, I pulled jank, and the first card you list off is vibro knife, the holdout blaster of the set.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got this rubbish weapon, vibro knife.
I wanted cool cards like fast hands. I also pulled the named blue Sith lady, Ventress.
Oh yeah, Asajj Ventress, yeah.
Which I then traded with someone for Force Choke, which means I have a full playset of Awakenings now. Very excited.
Just in time.
Just in time to then not get a full playset of Spirit of the Rebellion. Because I'm never buying Baze ever. It's not good. So what cards did you get, Leighton?
So I say I'm a bit salty, but actually thinking about it, it wasn't too bad. I got Young Vader, got FN 2299, whatever he's called, or Nines. I think it's weird everyone calling him FN because Finn was called FN, and Poe just like, I'm calling you Finn. And Finn was like, yeah, I'm now called Finn. So this guy is technically also Finn, as he's FN, so he can be Nines. Unless there's a Nines in Rebels, which I think there is. There's a Rebel Commando called Nines, isn't there? So he's just called traitor dude from now on.
I think in the canon he is officially like dubbed Nines because it's a 2199, I think it is.
Yeah,
but he is actually known as Nines, so that's what I've been calling him because it is a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
There is a Rebel Commando called Nines, if I think rightly, isn't there, from the Clone Wars? One of the
I've not seen the Clone Wars.
Jango Fett clones. I may have to Google that when someone else is talking, but there's Fives. I think it's called Fives. So anyway, never mind. So I got that. Weapons-wise, I got a lightsaber pike. I got the Makeshi training. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on. So I got some pretty good stuff. The only things I didn't get many good uncommons and things like that. I didn't get any fast hands. I didn't get any of the cards I really wanted. Well, I got one lightsaber throw, but I didn't get things like cheat, rebel, long con. Oh, I did get the card that we spoiled though. We have them now, and that was quite exciting to see the cards that FFG had given for us to spoil. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. Today was pretty crazy because we were playing some games down at Athena Games, and one of the guys who's kind of new to the area decided to give me and Danny 2 packs from Spirit of Rebellion. So that was super nice. So cheers, Brian. That was absolutely awesome. We're not expecting that at all. And I got another lightsaber pike and the A gun, A180.
Yeah, I think something along those lines.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Which I wanted one because in my one of the decks that I've been playing on TTS, I've been running a copy of that. So that was pretty cool. How did you guys feel the pre-release went in England? Because obviously you've been reading sort of things that people have been putting up on Reddit, and there's been some horror stories of people paying lots of money and then having to buy packs on top of that. So how do you feel it all went? Like, what was the price points at the ones you had in Northampton?
I think it was a £5 entry, and then you could just you got pretty much all your promos, and then it was the sort of standard. I think it was £3, £3.50 or something for a pack, and you could buy up to 3 packs, obviously.
So with Athena Games, it was £12, and that guaranteed you the the three. Well, it guaranteed you your entry, and then depending on if you managed to fulfill the goals, you got the promos. But to be fair, it's not hard to do to do those, is it?
Yeah.
To get guaranteed the promos, and the £12 also guaranteed you the 3 packs. And the guys were sticking very closely to the rules that were given to them by their distributor, and it was only any extra packs that were left over at the end of the day, they did not sell because that was the rules they had. I'm happy with what I got. There's nothing I'm really like desperate to get because I know I'm just going to buy a lot of product when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I'll just get it then. But it was, but a few people were, doing some trades and getting the things they wanted. But I was just like, just wait, because at the moment everything's gonna be so expensive because it's so short in supply. Like some of the things on eBay, like I think I saw someone try and sell a fast hands on Facebook group for like $100. not fast hands, sorry, force speed.
Force speed.
Force speed. I was gonna say fast hands. That would be incredible.
It's uncommon, like wow.
Yeah, it was like $100 force speed, and I was just like, really? And there was like someone trying to sell a box on eBay for $300.
That's insane.
Well, somewhere someone's bought that box for $300, and the guy who sold it was laughing.
Yeah, more power to the person that sold it.
Yeah.
But I'd look at myself in the mirror if I was the person who paid $300. If I've got that much money to blow, pay 3 times the amount, not have the patience to wait.
Just to get early, and you can't even use it in like Q1 kit tournaments or anything yet. You can only use it in friendlies. So.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see, like, if stores do, if they've got any more kits, if they do allow Spirit of Rebellion, because I think as it's not officially out, you shouldn't be able to use those cards. I think it's fine for just meet up and play or, just casual events, but I don't think you should really use it for any sanctioned. I always see if a shop is using a kit, it's a sanctioned event. You're paying money for the kit. I know they bought the kit, so they're kind of free to do what they want, but there's a reason why they have on their website tournament rules.
Yeah. Well, there is a tournament happening near me in Northampton at the moment on Wednesday. It's a Q1 kit, and they did send an email out to people that bought tickets to say Spirit Rebellion is not legal for this event because it's a Q1 kit. So I guess by the time we start seeing tournaments with Q2 kits, that's when Spirit Rebellion will be sort of acceptable across the board.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit like, because product was quite hard to get for Awakenings as it is, and then you have some people that might have lived in areas. I know, like some people over in the States, they went to multiple pre-releases to get themselves multiple packs. So therefore, I mean, they're obviously putting the effort in and putting the money in to get the stuff, but it's not like readily available to everyone. So I think it kind of puts them on an unfair advantage, because as me and Danny had today in like a friendly game, he was using an Awakenings only deck, and I had a lovely proxied up rolling my little printed out mini cards and using a D6 and saying this is this is this. It couldn't really hold up. So I think it'd be an unfair advantage to those people. But cool. So yeah, pre-release I thought it was pretty good. It's cool to see the stuff. I'm glad it's all out. We can see all the cards, and we can play them all on TTS, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I do just want to do a quick shout out. On the day of pre-release, me and Leighton played some games, and I proxied a deck together, but I used cards in my collection. But I played 3 Death Troopers, and in 2 games played Endless Ranks 4 times.
Do you know what? I
So
have
good.
blocked that away from my mind, because you're a mean man. That deck. I mean, I probably didn't play against it very well, because at first I thought he's not going to be running 2 of those. He'll be running 1. And then when I saw the second one, that was ridiculous. So then in the second game, I had that information already in my mind. Okay, he's got 2 of these. I need to watch out for resources. But you were getting money so easily with it was just.
But considering, as troopers, they don't roll resource at all. I was swimming in money. The first game, if I didn't kill you, I could have just played an ATST at the start of the next round, as well as playing 2 Endless Ranks. It was really good. I can't wait to play it properly. Yeah,
it's a pretty mean deck, but it's a good one. Very, very powerful. So now we're going to talk about the Tabletop Simulator League. Unfortunately, James, you might as well just go make yourself a cup of tea, because you're not involved with this.
On it.
And but Danny has managed to get in through clearing. What league are you in?
I'm in Group M.
M? Oh, that's not too far from me. I'm in P.
I don't have famous YouTubers in my group, though.
Yeah. I've got I think 3. At least 2 or 3 people in my group who make YouTube content or play very regularly. Lost to them both. Feels good. But I've won I'm now on 2 wins and 3 losses, so the chances of me qualifying are slim to none. But I'm going to play out my games for pride to see how if I can finish as high as I possibly can. My last game I played was pretty ridiculous. So I was playing Vader Raider because it's Vader Raider and it's a fantastic deck. But my Vader he loves rolling that 2 disrupt. He just loves rolling that, and it really annoys me when you want to get damage. So my Vader died. I was playing against a Jabba Dooku again, but this was the more aggressive type. I don't think he had the Crime Lords in there. But I managed to get my Mind Probe on my Tusken, and he had 4 damage on his Dooku, and I had a fully healthy Tusken with a Mind Probe on there. I think for his first action, he just rolled out his Dooku. So I rolled out, and I got the dream, hit the special, discard a card, hit him for 5 damage. So he discards a card to stick it to 4 damage and puts him on 9. And then I just have a little glance to the left of the table. Oh, my backup muscle has 1 damage left. Awesome. Do you have 9 damage on your dice? No. I guess I've won. So that was the Tusken Raider really saved my butt there, because I was with some of my rolls I was getting from Vader, I was not enjoying him. Vader he was upsetting me quite a lot. I think on one turn I did 3 rerolls with both my Vader dice, and they just alternated between which one was being a blank and which one was going to be the 2 disrupt. It was quite annoying, just because I had some modified damage on the board. But no, it was good. It was good to get another win, even though I definitely stole what's the expression, from the jaws of defeat. That's the one. I mean, I felt in my first game when I played, my second game, where my opponent managed to ace in a whole of Prime Lord with no rerolls available to him and getting it. That was like I had a victory stolen from me. So it was quite good to get one up on someone else. Yeah. So how's your experience in the TTS League going, Danny?
Yeah, so I started off quite well. I won my first game, just playing Elite Phasma Ballad Trooper. Just kitted in with the alteration I made after I went to Cambridge. So I basically put in 2 best defences. And yeah, so won my first game. Was pretty straightforward, just loaded up loads of guns and won the game. The second game I was playing against Kylo Dooku, and he totally wrecked me. I was dead by about turn 3, and I was like, this doesn't happen. There must have been something in the game. So we did a friendly rematch afterwards, and again he just smashed me by turn 3. So maybe that deck doesn't really like Kylo Dooku, because it did not go well. And then my last game,
was it getting big damage off the specials, or was it just naturally rolling out?
Yeah, he was just rolling damage, and I was mitigating as much as I could, but it's just consistently dealing loads and loads of damage to me. It's really, really weird, and I'd have to play a few more games again just to see if it is just a matchup or whether or not I just had 2 really bad games in a row. But yeah, neither of the games were close. Didn't kill either of them either time. And then in my last game, I was playing against Phasma Trooper, which I kind of paused when I saw it and went, well, why is he not playing Balor? Because it's just a straight up better deck. And I thought, I've got this, it's going to be fine. And I draw up my 5 cards, I got no upgrades, a little bit of removal, so I keep some removal, throw it back, redraw, still no upgrades. So I kind of just roll out turn 1, don't really do a lot of damage, play a load of just events and stuff, and discard at the end of turn to draw another 4 cards, still don't get any upgrades. Well, I think I actually got on the hunt. So I threw that on Balor, and I didn't actually manage to start pulling upgrades until about turn 4. By this point, though, my opponent had just been equipping loads and loads of guns to his Phasma and one of his Stormtroopers. And it came down to a Phasma and a Stormtrooper with 3 guns on them each against my Phasma with 3 guns. She just died, unfortunately.
She just died.
So I was a little bit annoyed by that. So I'm currently 1-2. So if I need to win my last 4 games to probably finish in a spot where I don't get totally binned out.
The thing I think about the TTS League is, like, when you go to like a tournament situation or to like a local, even if you travel somewhere, there's going to be like a difference in quality in the players. So, and also in what stuff they have. So you're going to have the local areas best players and the local areas mid-tier players, and the lowest areas guys who play the game for fun. They're pretty happy just to play, don't really mind if they lose or if they win. And although you're obviously going to have the Swiss format, so you're going to steadily play better players, it's one one and done game. So you can play against the best player, but you'd have a really solid game and you beat them and you win. With TTS League, I kind of feel like, because I know there's a lot of people in it, but it's like almost like a world stage. So I've only got, I believe, English people, or at least people at the our time zone in our league. I think that's how the guys have done the league. They've kind of tried to make it so the matches can be played easier. You haven't got a mix of American and English people in the league, but it does kind of feel like the quality of play is a lot higher. Everyone's on an even playing field in the sense that we all have the full collection available to us. So we can have any card we want. We all have the ability to go online and look at what decks people are playing and kind of see the most optimal builds of decks. But it really is, I feel like the quality of play is definitely a lot higher. It's like going to a tournament and playing a final in every round of the Swiss. Would you agree? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I don't feel like every player in the league will be at that level, but especially I think over half the players out of the 400 or something that's probably in it at the moment, I would say, 250 of them are, the best players within their local meta.
If you're going to like this game, you're going to put the time into playing it on TTS. And if you're going to commit to a league with lots of people where you have to arrange games and kind of be into it, I think you're quite invested in the game to want to do it. Yeah. So I don't think it really attracts the casual as much as just popping down to your local. Oh, there's all on today or this weekend. Sweet. Oh, I know. It's only £5. Oh, I know. Yeah. I think it definitely attracts a higher degree of people that are committed. And also, in other news, I can confirm that the clone was called CT5555, otherwise known as Fives.
All the fives.
The fives.
Does that mean, just a little tangent here, does that mean we're going to have a 1s, a 2s, a 3s, a 4s?
I'm assuming it's like a number plate, man. You can have any combination of numbers.
TK421 is the only Stormtrooper referred to by name in the original trilogy. There you go. There's a bit of trivia for you.
Who's TK421?
It is in episode 4 when they knock out, when they go to the Death Star the first time. Yeah. And then someone goes, "Come in, TK421. Come in, and he's like, and then Han Solo walks out with a Stormtrooper outfit on. He's like, and he taps his head, and it's like, oh, my headset's broken or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so that's where it all comes from. So there's your daily dose of trivia.
This is good. You need to carry this on because you've been dropping little nuggets of trivia when we were driving, for to tournaments.
I think you need mine for useless information.
It's good. I like it. But so that wraps up the TTS League experience. Let us know in the comments if you find that segment boring, because if you do, we won't do it anymore. So this next segment we're going to talk about is the Athena Games League. So a lot of YouTubers, I heard this from Tiny Grimes. They've been doing leagues in their local meta, and we thought it would be a good way to try and inject some more players into our meta. One thing I think we need to mention, at our pre-release, there was loads of people in Norwich. There was it was full, wasn't it? There was how many people came?
24, I think it was. 24, 26.
And we were like, when I went there, I was like, these people must have all travelled. They've all travelled to Norwich to come here. And I was like, oh, where are you guys from? Oh, yeah, it's around the corner. I was like, what? Where have you been? There's a reason we called this the 3-man meta.
We're a lie. We're nothing but a lie.
Yeah, well. So that was cool. So in order to increase the 3-man meta, this will always be the 3-man meta, but to increase our local meta, there we go. We wanted to do a league. So we spoke with Jamie, who's one of the store owners, and with Elliot, who is I believe his role is events coordinator. And we discussed it. They like the idea, and they've got a tournament kit, a T1 kit, which they're putting into the prize pool. And me, Danny, and James, we're also donating some of our winnings, aren't we? So we're throwing in a lot of Kylos and some Rays and stuff, which is pretty cool to attract people into the league. And we're doing a slightly different system to how some other people are doing it. So we've got a list of achievements, so other ones, but our list of achievements are a bit more specific. When you guys want to talk a bit about our achievement list?
Yeah, so what you hear from like Tiny Grounds, like their achievement list is like play a deck with BB-8 in it, and then all that does is kind of water down the card pool, like the deck. It waters down the decks that you're playing each other with because you're playing bad cards. Where we've kind of gone for the ultimate extreme of like achieving board states where like blow out 5 damage with the best defense, which in hindsight, removing a 3 and a 2 with a best defense is actually really difficult.
It's the dream. Well, the dream is to remove 2 3s, but
and you know, use a defensive position to again block 5 damage, to dodge and block 5 damage, to play the Millennium Falcon. So it kind of, and there's, you know, there's probably about 5 achievements for each.
There's 6 achievements for each faction colour. So 6 villain blue, 6 hero blue, and on, and then there's just 3 neutral grey ones. And they're priced at 1 or 2 points based on difficulty of the achievement. So everyone gets a point for playing. If you lose the game, you get a point. You get 2 points for winning the game. You get a point for coming to league night. And then there's different achievements give you 1 point, different achievements give you 2 points. So unfortunately, James, because you've gone back home, you couldn't play in the first week, could you?
No, this is your TTS experiences all over again. It's the 2-man meta plus James when he feels like it.
You're the one who decided to swan off back to Northampton.
Yeah, my bad. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
But you were a founding member of this league, and you put your input into the
yes,
into the list of achievements.
Yeah. Put some cards in. How has it been going in my absence? Has it been?
Well, I had to work on the first week as well, so I missed League Night 1. Okay. But one of the rules we've done is that there's the League Night, which is the Monday, because that is the night which Athena Games dedicates table space to Star Wars Destiny. Obviously, there's so many other games with Magic and Pokemon being absolutely massive, and also tabletop games like X-Wing being huge as well. It's one of the only nights they can kind of accommodate people instead of. It's a big store. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot. It can hold a lot of people, but that's the best night for it. But because Monday night isn't the best time for everyone, and the whole point of this league is to be more inclusive, we have said that you basically pay your entry for the week, and you have any day you can arrange to come down to the store with someone or just bring your stuff. Before you start the game, you say, this is a league game. And everyone's got a card, which you then write your opponent's name on, get them to sign, and then you can have your league game. And you'll have to do 5 games a week. So, like, for instance, I couldn't go to the store all week, but Sunday's the last day. So I popped down today with Danny and I'm with Brian, and we got some league games in. So that was pretty good. So I managed to get 2 league games in this week, and I won them both.
Yeah. So I went down Monday and I was playing Fly Fishing, which is a deck I think got mentioned on Knights of Ren about 6 weeks ago, which is Akbar, Trooper, Hired Gun, and it's all about having a lot of answers. And when I play the deck, I feel like I have no answers. I don't have any upgrades. I don't have any removal. I'm never playing the deck again after today. But
I didn't feel threatened once. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So I played that on Monday because basically that deck ticks a lot of the red hero boxes. It's like everything but defensive position. So I was like, oh yeah, I can play Akbar and then I can defeat someone using his ability and blah blah blah. And I thought, yeah, I've got this. And I lost both my games on Monday. Just went really awful. So, but I did manage to get 1 achievement point. So I got 3 points plus my league point. So I got 4 points on Monday night. And then today I lost a game and won a game, but again didn't do any achievements. So I'm on 7 points this week, which is not too bad.
So I went with
probably pick me top.
I got 7 points in my 2 games because I played Qui-Gon and Rey, and I managed to get the achievement of doing 3 actions in 1 action window, or stack 3 actions in a row with Rey, however we worded it. So I did that. I really didn't need to, but I had like 3 things in my hand, and I was like, I'm going to get all the achievements in this game. So I got that. Brian stopped me from getting the kill with Qui-Gon's ability, so that was so I didn't get the point for that. But against you, I got the achievement for getting a kill via Luke's lightsaber special, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I also got the achievement for getting a kill via willpower against Brian. So I hit 3 achievements. Yeah. And so with my 2 wins, that was 7 points in 2 games, which is pretty good. The thing is, we have said that if we win the league, or reach a prize position, we will give the prize down to the next person, because the whole point of this was to get people to play, and we've got the stuff. We've got our Kylos. We've each got 2 sets of tokens, so we don't need them, and we want other people to have them. But we also want to play the game, and it's fun to play competitively, but we're ceding them to the next people. So yeah. I think it's a...
What would be the point in donating 3 cards or 2 cards each just to win and then take them all back?
Exactly. But we were looking at the achievements and we were like, I think that achievement's a bit too hard. So it's very much, this is the beta test of our version of the league. And depending on how well it goes, the guys at Athena said they will do one with the next season kit as well. So because we were running the league for 5 weeks. And there's not only, you don't only get prizes for winning the league, we're also having it so the points for what you get for achievements are split, because our achievements are one and done. So once you've done an achievement on the list, you can't get points for that achievement again. And we're going to have the person who gets the most achievements will also get a prize. And then there's other different stipulations for prizes. But you can find it on Facebook if you're in the East Anglia area and can travel. You can find Athena Games on Facebook, and there is also the Star Wars Destiny at Athena Games Facebook group. You can join that and you can see the event. And you can join because even if you missed the first week, there's still plenty to play for in the 4 weeks to come, plenty of achievements to gain, plenty of games to play, plenty of prizes to win. Oh, salesman. Right, so I think we'll stop the 2-man meta there, and we will reintroduce the 3-man meta by going into the final section that we want to talk about today, our final segment. We want to discuss 2 cards from Spirit Rebellion that we find interesting. So for you people who are watching us on YouTube, I'm sure I will upload or put the image of the card on screen so you can see what we're talking about. For those people listening to on iTunes or SoundCloud, if you're by your computer, load up swdestiny.com and find the picture of the card we're talking about. So who wants to go first? I think we'll get James. Let's get James into the conversation more.
Reintroduce me into the meta.
Yeah. Reintroduce James. He's had a couple of cups of tea. He's had a little sleep. He's had a little sleep, but he's ready to go. So what is the first card that you want to talk about?
Okay, the first card that I'd like to talk about is Blackmail. It is a 3-cost yellow upgrade. It's a legendary, and it's got amazing die sides. There's not a single one on there. It's got a 2 discard, 3 discard, a 2 disrupt, a 3 disrupt, and a 3 shields and a blank. And its ability reads, after you roll this die, any opponent may give you 1 resource to remove it. You guys know, and for the listeners, if they've listened to episodes 1 and 2 or whatever, they probably hear me referring to it all the time as my Jabba Dooku deck, my love of Mill. And I just feel like this is such a good fit, and I'm really excited in general. This sort of epitomizes my excitement in general for the Mill options that we are now facing in Spirit Rebellion, because a lot of people said that Mill wasn't really a viable tactic before, and I think it was, it was half right. I did fairly well at a tournament, but I think they were right. Now I'm just really excited to sort of play around with cards like Blackmail. Like, I think it's just such a natural fit into decks with Jabba and decks with Dooku and things like that. And it doesn't. The ability obviously is a negative ability in a way, but when you've got cards with this, when you've got Jabba rolling out disrupts anyway, I just, when does anyone want to give you a resource, especially if you're running Crime Lord? I just think it works in so many levels with the decks that I love. What do you guys think about Blackmail?
So I've been playing it a lot in my Krennic Elite Jabba Mill deck over the weekend, and I maybe once someone has paid the resource to remove it, but all the other times it's just been left in the pool. Mainly because you're either using your money to equip upgrades, and then by the time you roll out Blackmail, they just haven't got the money to then give you to get rid of it. And also, if they're giving you money, like you said, it's just feeding your ramp more into things like Crime Lord and everything. And also, it's just on another level. Because the reason I've gone Krennic...
Another level.
Is because the reason I've gone Krennic Jabba is because Imperial Inspection is really, really good. And Blackmail has obviously shown another 2 disrupt sides, so you've got more of a chance of triggering it to bounce back upgrades from your opponent to slow them down so they can't kill you as easy. I don't think I'm on a positive win rate with it yet, and I'm making a lot of alterations, but I think it's very possible that it'll be good.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because in one hand, your opponent rolls this and you look at it and you're like, oh man, 3 discard, oh man, 3 disrupt, oh man, 3 shield, stopping me getting the kill. So, you would pay 1 for a lot of removal. There's not a lot of cheap free removal. Most of the free removal requires you to do something with your dice or hurt yourself to remove your opponent. So it has that. But like you say, okay, I'm paying the 1 to get rid of this dice to keep my cards, keep the rest of my money, stop you from shielding up. But at the same time, you say you're powering them up, giving them more money. And that's crazy if you think that you have got to pay 50% of your resources for the turn to get rid of this dice, to then give them 150% if you believe you can get more than 100% worth of resources a turn. So it's pretty crazy. It's a very strong card. I would if I was playing this card. I mean, I don't tend to play Mill very often, or ever. I would be very happy with every time my opponent just gives me the money.
Yeah.
That I'd not to ever, even though Mill is my game, Mill is my strategy. If they gave me a money every time, and then if you've got 2 of this out, because it's non-unique, so if you get both of them out, that's absolutely disgusting. So yeah, I think it's a really good card, well worth the legendary title. Yeah. I find it quite funny that the woman is speaking to some Tron reject.
Yeah.
He's got the little head. Has he got a little headgear, or is it Petr Cech from Chelsea Football Club? I mean, only a few people are going to get that reference with the headgear. But yeah, it's an interesting artwork. But I think it's a very. Not really much more I can add to the conversation, I'm afraid, boys. You kind of covered it.
I mean, even the 3. I think the 3 shields as well. I mean, Mill, it's literally the long game. I mean, Crime Lord, Mill, both of them, they're literally the long games. Those 3 shields, that is just amazing to see.
Other than Diplomatic Immunity, it's the only other card that's got a shield value of 3, I think, right?
It's not, because actually, which we might as well just change now nicely into one of my picks, which is Personal Shield, which does have a 3 shield side on it.
You got to pay for that one though. It doesn't count.
Yeah, it's like dug in, but you don't need to control the battlefield.
Yeah, and you have to roll the dice, and it has to land on side 3.
All right. But just to go through the cards, so Personal Shield is the Yellow Villain upgrade. It's got 1 shield, 2 shield, 3 shields for a buck, 2 blanks, and it's got the ability, before attached character is dealt 2 or more range damage, you may exhaust this upgrade to give attached character 1 shield. So it's almost like a mini Dooku ability against range decks. Yeah, and the fact that it says you may exhaust this upgrade to give attached character 1 shield, if you have 2 personal shields on 1 character, it's going to be unlikely they get dealt 2 sets of damage. But you could theoretically obviously exhaust them independently of each other. Yeah, I guess it's like against guns. It's say it's a Dooku ability against guns, but against the melee decks, it's basically just a bad diplomatic immunity that costs half the price because you're never going to do the ability. But yeah, I guess the good thing about it is, unlike with Hunker Down can get removed via damage. Your damage can't remove this card, but I think it's a little bit too. It's a meta core. It's a situational meta core, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's situational, and it takes up that slot where you're not like. For me, I want my upgrades generally to be helping me with my win condition, whether that's dealing out damage or milling the opponent. So while keeping you alive is always nice, like Leighton said, against melee decks and stuff, it doesn't quite cut for me.
Yeah, especially with my track record of teching in loads of range damage and then constantly fighting melee decks. I should probably steer away from cards like this. But one day I'm going to play a tournament and I'm just going to fight Django like 7 times and I'm going to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good for that.
Enter a tournament 4 months ago. Well, then that would have been the case, and this would have been a fantastic card. It's a shame it doesn't just say damage. I think it'd have to cost 3 if it was all damage types, both melee and ranged. But it's an interesting card, definitely interesting. I'm glad the card exists, to quote what you have said before, but I don't see myself using it. Cool. So should we go on to one of my ones? So I've got a hero and a villain card, and I'm going to go for my hero card first. So my card is not an upgrade. It's a yellow event, and it's a hero event called Rebel. And it costs 1, and the card text reads, play only if you have 1 or more dice showing a discard. Play a card from your discard pile. decreasing it by 1. Now, I really like this card for a lot of reasons, but it only really fits into one deck, and it's a deck that I'm quite excited about. I've been playing it a bit, and that is Elite Jin with good old Fishman Akbar. So Jin and the Fish. She has got 2 mill sides, and Akbar has got a mill side. And I like the fact that Jin can play the mill game, or she can play the damage game with her solid damage sides. And this card, I think, gives you so much more survivability. I play 2 field medics in there, and I also play Infamous. And with Jin's ability, meaning the first event, yellow event you play costs 0. If you have no resources, you can play, obviously roll out, get your show your discard, play Rebel for 0, and then heal for 0 if obviously you've got a field medic in your discard pile. So that's one application, but there's multiple applications. Obviously, you can get back different good cards. So if you've got a reason, you can pay Electroshocks again for free, because you play this for free from Jin's ability, and then you get your Electroshock free from the discard pile. Again, if you've got the battlefield, I run Dug In. It's a way of getting Dug In. It's just a way of just basically getting all those cards that you've played, those really solid, good event cards, that you can play them again. And also, if there is other cards as well that you wanted to play but needed to discard them for rerolls, you now have the chance of playing them again. So I think it's a really, really solid card in that deck. And like I said, there isn't many people that I think really benefit from it. Like Ray only has 1 discard side. I mean, I was looking at the hero character list. I may have closed the window. Yeah, that's villains. I think I closed it. There's not a lot really that have the discard side. I mean, Padme would definitely appreciate this card as well, if anyone ever plays Padme again. But yeah, I think it's a good card. What do you boys think? Or have I just talked about this too much for you to add anything to the conversation?
It's the first I've heard of it, to be honest. Because you know me, I'm very ignorant towards heroes. Although I have started to build a hero deck, shock horror. I know. It will probably be awful. But yeah, it's the first I've heard of it. And like you said, it just sounds like awesome synergy. And I love my fluff and how these interactions work. And yeah, it just sounds like it goes so well with Jin. Sounds awesome, yeah.
So your focus is on event cards, but you could rebel Second Chance for 2.
See, I left that window open for one of you guys to see if you could see that.
If you'd clock it. Yes, you could play Second Chance from your discard pile for 2. So even if you don't win your battlefield on the Starship Graveyard, you've still got another 2 additional cards to play this in. And you could also, if you're playing against a mill deck and they discard like your Lone Operative, you could even then play Lone Operative to pull it back. Padme was the first deck I built. I will make her again in Awakening, in Spirit of the Rebellion, to see if she's any better. And this card will go in that deck.
I love the fact in this game where you'll look at a card that, let's say, Defensive Stance, it's got Qui-Gon on it because you play it with Qui-Gon. You look at Boundless Ambition, it's got Count Dooku on it. I love and then Force Strike, it's Darth Vader. I love the fact that almost the makers of the game were like, this card goes with this character. If you play this character, play this card.
Yeah.
and this card obviously has a picture. I think that's supposed to be Jin. So, yeah, a good little thing.
I like good little things.
Yeah, cool. Right, so James, after another Rebel, what's your next card you want to talk about?
So the second card I was looking at, which I wanted to choose a hipster card here. I'm going to be a bit of a hipster because I think it was sort of discarded at first by a lot of people, including myself, at first glance as being complete jank. That is the Ammo Belt upgrade. Now, Ammo Belt is a neutral general grey card, common. It costs 1. It's an upgrade, like I said. Before the text reads, before another upgrade on the attached character would be discarded by a card effect, you may discard this upgrade instead. Now, at first glance, I thought that is just like that. That's going to be. I'm going to have a million of those. I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm not saying it's like this. Let's make this clear. This isn't the list of the 3-man metas broken or ridiculous VIP cards. This is a list of interesting cards that we like the look of. Ammo Belt, I think, the first thing obviously you think of is I might actually see some thermal detonators and infantry grenades. Is it infantry grenades? And those cards at first that don't seem amazing because they get discarded. I just kind of like the idea of seeing them in play a bit more with just about complete bouncing them back with Ammo Belt. I think that's quite a cool little little interaction. Secondly, is something that I've spoken a lot about with the guys in Northampton and had a little chat with you guys about, is its interaction with cards that it probably shouldn't have an interaction with. Things like second chance, because it doesn't say anything about it being a weapon, and anything like that just says if it would be discarded, discard this upgrade instead. And the wording on second chance is discard this card. I can see that. I mean, I've seen it as well. One of the guys from Northampton did post it on a Facebook group, and the overall consensus was it would work as it stands with second chance. I think the trade-off there is that you've used up 2 of your upgrade slots, and you're not shooting as well as you could shoot. I just like the idea of ammo belting second chances around. Like, I like the visuals of seeing that the exact second chance card in Chewie's ammo belt in each pouch with the little thing getting out the top.
I don't like it. No, I don't agree with it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it sounds. No, it's not how it's supposed to work. No, they're going to change it. We're going to get a nice FAQ that's going to confirm that these 2 cards do not interact with each other.
Yeah.
No.
I think they probably should have said like a weapon only or something. I don't know, but it sounds hella broken at the minute.
It does. Because even with no gun, say you've got like Han, if he's got second chance ammo belt, who cares if, and like, just chuck a gun on, or say he's got second chance ammo belt lone operative, who cares if he hasn't got a gun? He's still rolling 3s for $1, and he's never gonna die at all.
Absolutely unkillable.
Yeah.
So Leighton, are you done there? You're drawing the line.
I'm just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. No. This combo
officially right now it does.
Well, I'm looking at both the cards now and I'm reading them like I did before.
Yeah, like people are calling out for like Hyperloop erranters. This is worse. I've played against so much Poe, Maz, Hyperloop on TTS over the weekend, and it drives me nuts. But at least you could win if you just kill Poe really easily. But no, ammo belt, second chance. No, I agree with Leighton. Just no.
Getting shut down.
Yeah.
Been away for a week and I'm getting shut down.
I mean, if it does work, like you say, it does remove 2 dice, but it's horrible. How are you ever going to kill this person? How are you ever going to kill them?
No idea.
It's
I guess confiscation will be more common.
I thought my Jin was unkillable when I had second chance, cheat, rebel, and lone operative. she just didn't want to die in a game that I played. But yeah, I don't like this. It doesn't feel right. A second chance is not some ammo to be stored in a belt.
Are you sure though? Because I can really see those little fin heads popping out of Chewie's ammo belt. I think that's great. Can you not see that? Is that just me?
I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it.
No.
Just
no. Okay. All right. Moving swiftly on then.
So my last card is Con Artist, which is a yellow neutral ability upgrade, which is 2 disrupt, 1 discard, special, blank. Yellow character only. The special is place 1 damage on this upgrade, then discard cards from the top of your opponent's deck equal to the number of damage on this upgrade. So it's obviously just feeding into the mill thing, and I can see that James is going to love this card. The bit that I find really interesting about this card, if you have 2 con artists on 1 character and you roll them out, say you've had a couple of turns of this and 1 con artist has 3 damage on, the other one has 2 damage on, and you only roll 1 special, you get to pick which con artist you then resolve as that die, because it's not up to you to track which die belongs to which upgrade. So it just allows you to just heavily stack one side depending on if you manage to roll the special. Obviously if you roll 2 specials then you've got nothing to worry about, but you could spend 1-2 turns just constantly just stacking all the specials onto one of the con artists and then making people just discard just tons and tons of, just discard 5, discard 6, discard 7, and you can just mill them out within 3 turns once you've built this up a while.
Yeah, I like the special. Definitely like the special. I'm not a huge fan of its die, but I guess you don't really play it for its die, do you?
Well, its die basically says disrupt, one discard, one discard, one discard the first time you roll out.
Yeah.
Second time you roll out and you get a special, it says 2-2-1, 2-2. And
You're right. Yeah, it just gets better and better, doesn't it? Really?
Each time you resolve the special, it basically has more discard on it. It's a horrible card. It's disgusting. I don't like it. As soon as it gets played, I'm going to kill that character. I'm going to play Imperial Inspection in every deck, even a hero deck, just to get rid of it back to your hand. So when it gets back to your hand, it loses all the damage you have on it.
You say that though, and because this card has 2 disrupt sides on it, it works really well with Imperial Inspection as well.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Put this on Jabber, then you've got 3 die which have 4 sides worth of disrupt on it. It's good. I've been playing it in my Krennic Jabber mill.
Yeah, the thing I was thinking is the character you put it on, you just put a massive target on them to kill them. But then if you're playing a deck which is 2 colours, it's only going to go on that one colour any character anyway. So you're probably going to kill them anyway. And yellow is more disrupt heavy than the other colours. Sorry, discard heavy than the other colours. So yeah, kill it dead.
Yeah. Well, my kind of counter to that is I've actually been running prize possession, and I've just been playing prize possession on Krennic, just stealing a good character die, and just so they kind of like they've dealt maybe 3 damage, 4 damage to Jabber. Then you prize possession, I prize possession a single Luke die earlier, or a Chewie die, or a Vader die, or a Jin die, and then suddenly they're like, oh, maybe I should kill Krennic and get my die back, because Krennic's got 12 health. You can start with dug-ins and all the removal, etc. These, you can really keep these guys alive now.
The best counter is basically not let you have any money. I'm going to play 2 copies of Fair Trade now in every deck. I'm just going to hard counter you. I only play this meta. No, it's a great. Mill is coming back in a vengeance. Even though this set is definitely getting faster, the slower decks are getting a lot of powerful stuff.
Yeah. Well, the speed plays well with Jabber as well. Like, I've been pitting fast hands on Jabber. You roll them out. You don't roll a disrupt. You re-roll one of the die. It re-rolls into a disrupt. You've got Imperial Inspection, so then you kick back one of their upgrades, then you resolve the disrupt to take away their 2 starting resources, and then where are they meant to go from there?
I would like to have fun when I play the game.
I think having fun is gone.
Yeah. It's no longer fun and interactive. I'm going to call Ben. I need to call Ben Brode to come and make this more fun and interactive. Cool. Right then. So my final card that I'd like to talk about that interests me is a blue villain card. It is called "Now You Will Die," and you have to say it like that. Apparently, it doesn't say that. If it had any flavor text, that's what the flavor text would say. It's 1 cost, and it's in a blue event, which reads: resolve one of your dice as if it was showing melee damage. It keeps its original value. So I like Vader Raider, and I know Vader Raider has become the hotness, the hipster hotness right now, but you all can go suck an egg, because it was the first deck I made. So it was the first villain deck that I made. I had my 2 first decks were I made 3 decks first, didn't I? I had Qui-Gon with Finn, I had Django Trooper, and I had Vader Raider. And my Vader Raider has had many, many incarnations until it has its final form. And I think Vader Raider is dirty disgusting in the new set. And this is a card that I think fits in it very nicely. My Vaders love to roll 2 disrupt. He loves that 2 disrupt. He looks at me and he's like, I got you, pal. And he rolls 2 disrupt. Look at that guy over there. He's got no resources. I've got you, pal. I'm rolling 2 disrupt. And now when my Vader rolls my 2 disrupt, I look at him and I go, you've got me, pal. I've got "Now You Will Die" in my hand, and I can turn that 2 disrupt into 2 damage. So I think with the combination with also having another fantastic card, Bait and Switch, Vader essentially has a 2 damage, a 3 damage, a 2 damage, a 3 damage, and a shield.
Yeah.
Which is really disgusting. I think I was saying to Danny, with the combination of cards I've got in my SOR Vader deck, I've got something like 24 damage from hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mathed that by having 4 strike, 2 copies of cheat, so I can get back my 4 strikes, 2 copies of Now You Will Die, and 2 copies of Lightsaber Throw.
Whoa, sorry, what was that? Before Lightsaber Throw, what card did you say?
Now You Will Die. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think there's not a great deal of characters this card goes with. I think the sort of characters you might see it with is, I can see it being with Dooku, because Dooku has got 2 discard for a resource. So instead of spending the resource to discard 2 cards from your hand, I'm hitting for 2 damage instead. Vader, as I said. Krennic also has got a lot of 2s that aren't damage. So I forget, is Krennic's Disrupt? Is that a 2 as well?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So basically, Krennic's got 3 2 sides.
Yes.
So one of them is a natural damage, but the other 2 now can become melee damage. So there you go. If you are playing Krennic in a blue deck, maybe you're doing some crazy incarnation with Night Sisters, and your opponent has played a hunker down, and it's like, ha ha ha, you can't take my hunker downs. Well, now you will die. and you strip their hunker downs. And other characters that it goes with as well is Palpatine as well. I mean, I think it's a great card to go with Palpatine. I think you were saying when you were thinking about making that deck, you were fine with the upgrades, then you started looking at the events, and you were stuck.
It's just, you just see this big wall of events, and you're like, I've got like 10 slots, and I need all of these cards. And then I just kind of gave up. Made my head hurt too much to think about it for a deck which I don't think is going to be very good.
So Palpatine's got 2 discard and 2 shields. So now not only does he 2 melee, he also forces you to deal 2 damage to your characters as you wish as well. Yeah. When you, again, by doing more damage. So I like that card. What do you guys think about the card, or have I spoken about it too much?
Which card is it again?
Now you die.
Yeah, it's great. I've got a couple of them already, and I do run them just because I love the artwork, I think, which is a really bad reason to run them. But yeah, it's like you said, you have an elite character, or a character that has a naturally good die anyway, even if it's not damage based. Then you're gonna run this card probably if you're running blue. And presuming you are trying to just go for the kill and do aggro, then yeah, if you're running a character with good die sides, whatever die sides they are, that becomes damage, and it's out of hand as well, which is the reason why 4 strike is so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that you can just go, oh, you've got, I'm safe. You've got 2 disrupt showing or whatever. I've got 2 health. I'm going to claim the battlefield. Oh, there you go. Pop you for 2. Yeah. So yeah, it's exactly the same. You run it the exact same sort of reason you run 4 strike in Vader Raider and decks like that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I mean, my favourite thing about this card is that it's a movie quote, and I can't wait to build the deck, which is just full of cards that are just movie quotes. And every time you play it, you just got to reenact that scene.
Or reenact Leighton saying it.
Now you will die.
The last point I want to make about the deck as well, about this card, is I'm just obviously saying, talk about character dice. We've not even got into the realm of upgrade dice. And Lightsaber Pike's got a +4 melee for 1.
Yeah.
You could have no other dice, and you've got this +4 melee for 1, and your opponent's looking at you and go, ha, ha, ha. And then you play, now you will die, and just deal 4 damage to them. And they did that just out of nowhere. So any card that has a side, of 2 or greater, it's just damage. It's guaranteed damage. So. Yeah. But I mean, it's like I said, it's a way to, if there is more cards later on that say things like, oh, if get rid of this card if you take melee damage or whatever, it's a way. It's a way of getting rid of those pesky hunker downs when your opponent thinks they're safe, which is a very niche application of the card.
Yeah,
it's one I literally thought about as I was saying it, but it's mainly just like the way I look at it. It just turns modified sides that you can't resolve and sides that you don't particularly want to resolve as that are more than 1. Because I don't think you'd ever do it like, oh, I'm showing a resource. Unless it guarantees the kill and guarantees the game, then I will pay 1 to turn my 1 resource to 1 damage and kill you with it. But normally it's just going to be on your bigger sides. That's why I think it's a must with Vader. Cool. Well, that's all we had to talk about today. So thanks very much for checking in with us for the 3rd podcast. we'll be having some more Athena League, so we'll hopefully see some more players, and I'll be going down tomorrow night as we record this on Sunday the 9th of April. So we'll be able to report more about that. I'm sure there's going to be more things come out of the woodwork for us to talk about. So thanks very much for coming and hearing us. You can check us out on iTunes or SoundCloud, or thanks for watching us on YouTube. It'd be really good for some likes and some comments, and you can also find us on Facebook. So that's enough from me. Do you guys have any final words to say to sign off?
If anyone has any cards that they want us to have a stab at, then just give us a comment and we'll put them in the next podcast and we'll have a little chat about them.
I think because of the meme that we've just created, our sign-off tonight should be our very best Now You Will Die.
Can we all do it together?
I think we should all do a Now You Will Die, and we can post a comment to see who does the best Now You Will Die.
Oh, what, like individually do it?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, okay. So, I mean, do you want to lead? You should go first, Leighton, maybe.
Okay.
Now you will die. Now you will die.
Now you will die.
I think Leighton might be right. I think this might be a bit